Hey, I'm Jim Dudley, and welcome back to Policing Matters. And in this special series on mental health and well-being for law enforcement officers, and I'm back speaking with Dr. David Black, and we're talking about proactive wellness in regards to how we prioritize our off-duty time. Well, I know for a fact that a lot of cops, once they're done with their work shift, they're looking at 3 days off. They're working overtime, they're working a second job, or they're playing a sport or coaching a sport. What should our priorities be when we hit our off-duty time?
My advice is prioritize your wellness and prioritize your most important relationships in your life. It's very important to understand that over time, your career will tend to occupy more and more of your life if you let it. It's going to occupy more and more of your time, more and more of your mental space, and more of your emotional energy. And as we become more and more emotionally invested in our careers, we tend to care more and more about things that are entirely outside of our control. Law enforcement is not a career that you have complete control over, right? And Dr. Gilmartin's been talking about this for years, right? The chief controls policy, right? The city controls all these things, right? So you don't have complete control. And I think it's very important to remember at the end of our lives, no one's going to come to your gravestone and put a big giant gold star on it that says, this person worked themselves to death, right? That's just not going to happen. And even if it did, it wouldn't be worth it, right? So please prioritize your wellness, take care of yourself, prioritize your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep, the hobbies that you're passionate about, but you don't take the time to pursue. When people get into their later years of life and they look back with that wisdom and that perspective, that ability to reflect with some distance, no matter how much they've accomplished in their careers, they tend to almost all say that the most important things in their lives are their relationships, particularly those close, intimate relationships. By that, I mean your closest family, your closest friends, the people you really trust, the people you really care for, the people you're really invested in. So those deep connections are the most important things in our lives. Dr. Gilmartin, I love the way he's put this over the years. He says, if you find yourself investing a ton of emotional energy in the career, step back for a minute and ask yourself, would my son or daughter like some of that emotional energy? Would my spouse like some of that emotional energy? What if I invested some of that care, some of that emotional energy in my own health and wellness? Instead of making that second fiddle, putting that at the forefront. I'm going to take care of myself because I want to be here a long time to experience life, not just to serve and protect others, but serve and protect yourself. Take care of yourself. No one else is going to put your health and wellness first. That's up to you to do that. And so as our nation's heroes, as the people that we count on to handle the worst case scenarios in our society every single day, you absolutely deserve for your own health and wellness to be a top priority. So please do that.
Great advice. Thanks, Doctor.